all 5 of these blocks alter your perception and your ability to hear yourself. Welcome to Intuition Unlocked, the podcast empowering empathic women who feel misunderstood, overwhelmed, or disconnected from their intuition, begin to trust their sensitivities, find inner clarity, and show up with embodied, unstoppable confidence in their daily lives. I am your host, Olivia Ashley, an empath and intuitive, and I am so happy you're here. Have you ever felt a whisper or a subtle nudge, maybe had a flash or a knowing come through, yet it was muddled or you were unable to replicate or receive further information and felt like this sense was drowned out? Well, we all have intuition, yet everyone is not able to access it always. Your intuition is a powerful inner compass, and yet various factors can cloud its clarity. And in today's episode, we're going to unpack 5 common blocks that hinder our intuition, and more importantly, I will share how you can start to overcome them. So welcome to Intuition Unlocked podcast. I'm your host, Olivia Ashley, and in this episode, you will learn the top 5 barriers that obstruct your intuitive insights, why these factors interfere with your inner guidance, and practical steps to clear these blocks and strengthen your intuitive connection. Let's embark on this journey to reclaim your inner wisdom and unpack these blocks. Life can often feel overwhelming and exhausting, and maybe you're simply getting by day to day, relying on the same tactics and habits to keep up with the demands of life. While this is how most people are functioning, and I know I certainly can feel this way time to time, I have learned this does not have to be the end-all, be-all for your life. There's a life full of possibility, growth, wellness, and spiritual fulfillment, and I see intuitive living as being the key part of your potential. If you feel unsure of where to start with your intuition or feel like your intuition has gone dormant or quiet, it may be because you have a block. So let's get into them. The first block, which I find immediately cuts us off from our inner voice and truth, is fear. Now, fear is a natural human emotion designed to protect us from harm. However, when it becomes pervasive, it can overshadow our intuitive senses. Fear often manifests as anxiety or apprehension and can lead us to second guess any intuitive feelings we are having. And fear blocks intuition because fear triggers the body's stress response. It is diverting energy away from the introspective processes needed to listen and hear and receive your intuition, your sixth sense. The heightened state that fear brings can muffle the subtle whispers of intuition because remember, intuition is quiet, it's subtle, it's neutral, and it often doesn't come again. You usually get an intuitive knowing or sense and then it's gone. You can investigate it further, but it's subtle and it's quick and it leaves, which at any time can make it challenging to discern this inner guidance or what is being shared. So when we have fear or we're stuck in fear, there is a closure or distortion in what I see as one or multiple of your energy centers or chakras. And this does not allow the flow of energy and in your aura to be happening, which is going to block your intuition. We have to have somewhat of an open, responsive homeostasis state in the body to better be able to hear, to receive, to quiet ourselves. Yet, when fear is front and center, you're often in a space of second guessing yourself in general. Maybe you do receive a message or a sign, and yet you're so stuck in fear, whatever that fear is around or why it's there, that you overthink it or you miss it entirely. So fear ultimately limits your perception, your openness, your ability to connect and receive. So what can you do about this? You can acknowledge your fears. Recognizing and naming them will help diminish the power over you. When you can understand what the root of that fear is and begin to do some work, such as mindfulness, it will help to lessen the hold that fear has on you. Mindfulness can come in many forms. It can be intentionality. It can be having space and quiet time. It can be self-care. There's a huge broad range of mindfulness techniques that can help you calm the mind and essentially create space for intuitive insights to begin to surface again, for you to be able to trust what's coming through once more. Another aspect is seeking out energy modalities. So, like I said, I often see blocked centers and chakras. So, we can use breath work, visualization, and different energy modalities such as Reiki to help the body with relaxing, creating a state of relaxation, with shifting your perception from fear back to peace and stability and groundedness, and get that energy moving and flowing again. So breath work is gonna bring you back into your body. It's gonna oxygenate your cells, let you drop in. Visualization, depending on the type, whether it's a guided meditation or a very specific visualization, is going to shift your frequency, and it's often going to take you on a visual journey to uncover whether it's fear or stress or worry and get you back to a state of homeostasis and empowerment. And Reiki is a really beautiful energy modality that is going to have a practitioner or yourself, if you're trained in Reiki, be able to bring in new energy into your space to help assist you in moving your energy around, opening up where energy is stuck. And it's a really gentle, supportive practice. The second thing I see that often blocks intuition is a lack of trust in oneself, which often stems in doubt. So doubt in oneself or one's abilities can create a significant barrier to accessing intuition. You have to inherently trust yourself, to trust in the guidance, trust in the connection and openness and opportunity there that comes with your intuitive senses. When we question our inner voice, we undermine its guidance. Doubt is often rooted in fear, and yet it's almost more crippling because you may be receiving insight, whether you're in fear or not, but if you're not trusting it and you're picking it apart or doubting it, then you're not getting the support and the insight that your intuition and your inner voice is wanting to share. It often puts you in a place of stagnancy, similar to the way fear can as well. The flow of energy stops. Your thinking becomes this looping of a cycle. You're not really able to break it. So your intuition becomes overlaid with this static. It's like it's there, but it's muffled and it's unclear. And even if you want to hear it, and maybe you are receiving it, if you're doubting what you receive, you will remain unable to take the proper action and recognize the messages. Ultimately, doubt blocks intuition because self-doubt leads to over-reliance on external validation and can cause us to ignore or dismiss our intuition and our innate feelings. This disconnect hampers our ability to make decisions aligned with our true selves. And if you want to hear more about doubt, you can listen to last week's episode, number 70, where I unpack doubt in a much deeper way. Practices that can help you get out of doubt and remove this block are having time and space to reflect on past experiences. Life is incredibly challenging. We are often moving through hard things all the time, and we need support and space to be able to reflect and process and integrate these experiences. And for many of us, doubt is deeply rooted in perfectionism and fear. So having the ability and space to recall instances where trusting your intuition or trusting yourself led to a positive outcome can be really beneficial. And you can also engage in practices such as somatic therapy to help you be guided through your feelings and what is coming up. Secondly, you can focus on building self-confidence. You can engage in activities that reinforce your self-esteem and belief in your capabilities. This is going to help you build your inner trust muscle. And building self-confidence takes time. So go easy on yourself. Welcome the opportunity to adjust and assist and reach for opportunities that put you in a place of confidence, of leadership, of courageousness. Get out of your comfort zone because this is going to help you build that trust muscle. Lastly, affirmation work is so supportive in this sense. Oftentimes, we can get stuck in this cycle of looping thoughts that stems from this doubt and fear. And so using positive affirmations will help reinforce and retrain your mind and your body and your emotions to trust in your inner wisdom and in yourself when you choose affirmations that align with this block and this root. Have them on your bathroom mirror, put them on your phone background, have them at your desk where you're working, and just give yourself little moments to easily remember and remind yourself, I do trust myself. I am safe. I am growing. I'm exploring. I'm curious, and I welcome my intuition. The third block is around limiting beliefs and skepticism. If you are in this space of spiritual wellness, of intuition and psychic abilities, you know how powerful your beliefs are. Holding on to limiting beliefs or excessive skepticism, which is often culturally ingrained, can close off your mind to intuitive possibilities and the expansion that comes with exploring intuition, consciousness, multidimensionality. There's so much possibility through exploring your intuition and your senses. And yet, when you are stuck in a belief system that does not allow for that openness or the curiosity, maybe it also brings fear and doubt to what you're experiencing or feeling, it's going to be detrimental to your growth. While healthy skepticism can be valuable, dismissing intuition or your spiritual connection will stop your ability to receive because you've closed the door. You've turned your back, and while your guides and your senses are wanting to support you, if you fundamentally do not believe that this is possible, there's not much room for you to grow or be able to adjust. And I've found in this realm of awakenings, intuition, spiritual exploration, it takes time to uncover and understand all that is out there. So maybe you're just starting to understand and be curious about this. Start slow. Choose one topic at a time. Face what is relevant to you and what you're curious about right now. Maybe it's about what clair is strongest for me. Or I have spirit guides. What does that look like? What does that mean? How do I connect to them? Or synchronicities. What is a synchronicity? How can I look at them in my life? If you're stuck in limiting beliefs or skepticism, I would recommend to go slow and take it one thing at a time so you can begin to make sense of this new information, start to integrate and recreate your belief systems, and get out of the stuckness that skepticism and limiting beliefs bring. And that might be overwhelming or challenging, and you might not be sure what to make of this new information, or you're afraid of external judgment or being ostracized. But I have to say, you don't have to believe in everything, yet believe that you are inherently powerful and your intuition is a very real mechanism your body and soul uses to provide you with information and guidance. So overall, limiting beliefs and skepticism are blocking intuition because they create mental barriers that prevent the acceptance of intuitive insights, the connection to yourself and the trust within yourself, and keep you in the state and reality that you are. Changing your beliefs can be paradigm shifting. What you thought was real can be completely different. And so be gentle with yourself, give yourself grace. And things you can do to help you remove this block are to firstly get curious and challenge what beliefs you hold. Are there things that are limiting you where you want to explore something that maybe you have a nudge or an inkling that it's different than what you actually are believing? You can identify and question beliefs that may be restricting your intuitive openness, and I highly recommend support around subconscious reprogramming. I see this being really beneficial because it helps you examine and then reprogram with new beliefs. And my favorite resource for this is Lacey Phillips' To Be Magnetic work. I did her program probably 4 or 5 years ago for about 2 years and worked with her program and did so much deep inner uncovering that helped me really grow in my intuition, in my belief systems, in the strength and the confidence that I now carry. So I would highly recommend looking her up. Another thing you can do is start practicing staying open-minded and even open-hearted. Cultivate a mindset that is receptive to new experiences, new thoughts, new beliefs. Get really curious about life. Maybe start watching documentaries that help you explore these different aspects that you've never heard about. In this realm of topic, I would recommend Gaia TV. There are so many great documentaries, meditations, classes, programs that you can listen to and learn from. It is absolutely mind-blowing. I adore Gaia in the work that they are doing. And lastly, educate yourself. If you're someone who is stuck in skepticism or feels that intuition is not real, go learn about it. Learn about intuition and science and its role in human cognition and the research that's being done around our sixth sense, around consciousness, telepathy, multidimensionality, and support yourself in balancing your skepticism with a more scientific understanding if that's what you need. The fourth thing I see blocking intuition is stress and mental chatter. A cluttered mind filled with stress and incessant thoughts will drown out the subtle signals of your intuition. When you are in a chronic stress response and state, you are closed down and in survival mode. Your body is focusing on keeping the essential functions running and reacting to the constant perceived threats, which is depleting your minerals, your hydration, and your nutritive stores at a much higher rate than normal, which makes us not only feel bad, but we lose the sense of feeling grounded or nourished, of being able to just settle in our bodies because we are so stressed out. And what does that do? That muffles your intuition. There is nothing intuitively coming through if your monkey mind is on repeat and in a constant state of chatter. Your mind is very powerful. And if you get your intuitive knowings through your mind, such as your third eye, as pictures or as thoughts, or you hear words, if your mind is so loud from over assessing, it puts you in an overdrive state and you don't have the capacity. You can't distinguish your intuition, or it's much harder. You're going to have to work harder to understand and receive intuitive insights. So ultimately, stress is blocking intuition because mental overload and stress is consuming cognitive resources, which leaves little room for the quiet voice of intuition and even your heart, of those knowings, of the connections to be heard. And stress dampens your spirit, your happiness, your health, and your motivation, and alters your perception of life, which leaves little room for magic and fulfillment. So what can you do to help support yourself with stress or monkey mind? Firstly, having a meditation practice or consistent quiet time is going to be pivotal. A regular meditation practice will help to quiet the mind, to help you uncover and sift through the chatter and get to the underneath true feelings, root messages, and things that want to come forward. Meditation is also going to put you back into that state of homeostasis and help alleviate the stress, which will all enhance your intuitive clarity. And if you're someone who does not like meditation or doesn't understand it, I offer having time that is quiet. So there's no external input, there's no TV, there's no music, there's no other stimulation happening. You could be taking a bath, you could be doing something with your hands, knitting, painting, dancing, stretching, or just sitting there and relaxing in your bed. Those will help your body come back to a more normal state of functioning and give you the ability to quiet. Secondly, the prioritization of self-care must happen. Engage in activities that promote relaxation, your mental well-being, your physical well-being. Have time and space to get out in nature, to do something with a friend. Restore the things that you need to feel like you're filling your cup versus constantly pouring them out. Another would be setting boundaries. We often are in stress or mentally assessing everything when we have pushed past our limits. We do not have the boundaries in place that allow us to have a consistent routine or set expectations around when and how we're available. So limiting exposure to information overload and having boundaries that are replicatable and others can start to pick up on of what to expect from you will help you begin to have more space for you. And the last one would be to let music support you. And this is music without words. Have orchestral music in the background, or when you're driving in the car, put on binaural beats when you're feeling really overstimulated but you need to focus. Use meditation music with flutes or nature sounds, because all of these things are not going to cause more mental stimulation because you're trying to listen to the words or react and take in what is happening. They're going to be relaxing and calming to your mind and body and restorative. I recently saw that Beethoven's orchestra music can kill cancer cells. The frequency of music is supportive to your body, so gravitate and listen to what is best for you. The fifth and last block I often see as a common block of your intuition is an unhealthy lifestyle and overall depletion of self. We are souls in a human body, so we have to take care of our physical health and well-being. The state of our health and frequency significantly impacts our mental and intuitive faculties. Poor lifestyle choices will often lead to depletion, which affects intuition. You're not going to be capable of finding balance and groundedness when your physical state is out of whack. So what you eat, you take and ingest, such as alcohol, your drinks, any drugs, habits you do or do not do, all these things make up who you are. They affect all four of your bodies. And when you are choosing convenience over nourishment, stress over peace, toxins or addictions over supportive tools and habits, you alter your state of awareness. You literally change your frequency and your mode of operations within your body, which distorts your perception and thus your intuition. All 5 of these blocks alter your perception and your ability to hear yourself, to connect, to quiet. So overall, unhealthy lifestyles block intuition because an unhealthy body often leads to a foggy mind, to stagnancy, to depletion, to stress, and it makes it difficult to access your intuition. So what can you do about it? You can start by maintaining a balanced diet. No matter what you choose, you need to learn about how to truly nourish your metabolic well-being and your overall health and wellness. And whole foods are going to support your health much more than any other heavily processed or conventional foods. Second is reducing your toxic load. This is something I'm extremely passionate about because I've seen the effects firsthand of how poor my health and life was when I was having very high toxic load on my body versus when I made changes that begin to reduce the toxicity in our life. Our life, our culture, our world is full of toxins. This is a really loaded topic with so much here. But for this episode and purpose, My best tips for you are to choose organic over conventional, to limit your plastics and how much plastic you're using in your life. Remove artificial fragrances in your home, in your perfumes. You can still have beautiful smells in choices that are using essential oils versus artificial fragrances. You can begin to wear natural fibers versus synthetic fibers. You can get a really good water filter. Begin to filter your water, or even better, get spring water. There's often local springs and businesses that you can pay for that will bring you spring water week to week. And overall, you can begin to learn more about how to support yourself with eco-friendly, regenerative, body-supporting, lesser toxic choices day to day. Another practice is regular physical activity is going to enhance your mental clarity and emotional balance. So do something you love. Get up, move, take a walk. Keep it simple. Don't be too hard on yourself like you have to be super rigid in your routine, but have regular exercise and get your heart rate up and mix it up. Find what works well for you to be able to sustain, but also push you. The last tip to support a more healthy lifestyle is getting adequate sleep and rest. Ensure you are getting sufficient sleep to rejuvenate your mind and body. Sleep is so important. It's when we are detoxifying, it's when we are restoring, and helps your immune system and overall well-being. Today, we've explored 5 common blocks to intuition, which are fear, lack of trust or having doubt, limiting beliefs, stress, and unhealthy lifestyles. By recognizing and addressing these barriers, you can begin to strengthen your connection to your inner wisdom. Thank you for joining me for this enlightening and really important conversation. You have the power to change your life, alter your perception and paradigm, and become intuitively confident. If this episode resonated with you, I invite you to follow the podcast and share it with one intuitive friend. Together, we can cultivate a more intuitive and connected world. And until next time, take a look at the blocks I have shared and see if one of these blocks really resonated with you or stood out, and start to integrate and uncover why you're holding the block, what you can do about it, and let me know what comes up for you. If anything shifts, if anything is hard, I'm here for you. I would love to support and listen. I wish you all the best on the journey of uncovering and enhancing your own intuition. Thank you for joining me on Intuition Unlocked. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of insight, guidance, or intuitive inspiration. To dive deeper into our community and get access to exclusive content, head to my website at www.olivia-ashley.com and subscribe to my newsletter. You can also connect with me on Instagram at wildlyolivia for daily inspiration and updates. Remember, your intuition is your superpower. Trust it, nurture it, and let it guide you. Until next time, I'm Olivia Ashley, and I can't wait to connect with you again.